Alright, so a lot of people aren't going to agree with this list because honestly, they're looking for excuses. But reality is, there are things you don't really need in order to be successful, even though it might seem that way. We know this from personal experience. Welcome to Alux. Alright, so we're starting off this list with maybe the most controversial one, money. You can put your pitchforks down because look, you don't need money to start something that will eventually be successful. What you need is growth. And let's just give you a clear example. We started off this channel with the smallest budget you can imagine, which is zero. Everything was done in-house on our own time. But we found a way to keep it on a growing path, which eventually led us into a position to create cool things that do in fact need a lot of money, like the Alux app. You see, there are plenty of things you can start with little to no money. The secret is to find a way towards sustainable growth. That's the only secret ingredient you ever need. Think about it like this. For something to be successful, it needs to make money eventually. And that eventually means you need to find a way to keep the lights on until that happens. Connections. If you need connections to start anything, well, you're not really the one starting it. Somebody else is doing it for you. It's not to say it's bad, just saying it's not required. Real success comes from authenticity and the grind, not borrowed influence. You don't need to know anyone besides yourself and what you are capable of. People won't come in to fix your problems, nor will they open doors for you for nothing in return. And the truth is, if you can't do it alone, well, others can't really help you. Fancy college degrees. The real world doesn't bow down to fancy diplomas anymore. Look around. It's swarming with self-made giants who didn't need a ritzy degree to prove their worth. School's cool and all, but it's not the only ladder to the top. The internet's bursting with tools and courses that are just as good, if not better. So save the sob story if you didn't get into some elite college. Roll up your sleeves, hit the online grind, and show the world what you're really made of through relentless hustle and smarts. A degree is just an expensive piece of paper. It's your grind and guts that'll force the doors open and leave the world no choice but to take notice. Your roadmap to success is spelled work, not just degree. To have a high IQ. Look, there are plenty of highly intelligent people who are anything but successful. Actually, many of them seem to be kind of miserable because they think too much and do too little. And success comes down to those who act on it, not those who think about it. On top of that, there's nothing inherently complicated about building something great. In a way, it's like building a Lego castle, which must sustain a drop from the table. But you're playing with skills, products, people, markets, and other stuff like that instead of Lego pieces. And sure, intelligence does play a part in figuring out where things fit and how to arrange them properly, but figuring out a business is a test of resilience, not a test of IQ. A real-life mentor. Having a real-life mentor can provide guidance and accelerate your learning curve, especially when you can grab coffee every morning and discuss the daily plan. They can put you in the right mindset and keep you on the right path, but not everyone has access or even knows any mentors. Lucky for you, wisdom and mentorship are available in various forms, which is exactly what the Alux app provides. We refer to it as a mentor in your pocket, someone you can check in with daily and who can help you to reach your goals twice as fast. Go to Alux.com/app and start your performance coaching today. Time. A lot of great things started out as side projects done in spare time. Success is a gradual climb, not a ticking time bomb. It's not the hours you pour into it, it's what you pour into those hours. You don't need a clear calendar or a sabbatical to start something that can eventually take over. People really underestimate how much they can do in a couple of focused hours every week. Statistically speaking, on average, people spend 3 hours and 15 minutes on their phone every day. You can check your own stats on your own phone. And the thing is, you don't really even know you're doing it. You don't really count it as doing something, do you? Now, imagine what you could do if you spent even half that time doing something that could actually count as, well, as doing something. A complete plan. You don't need to have everything figured out from the start, okay? Having a complete and detailed plan is not essential. What you need is a clear vision, a starting point, and the next few steps lined up. That's it. Some of the most successful people don't know how massive their ideas would become. They just took the first step, learned, and adapted along the way. The thing is, you never really know how things could evolve over time if enough care and attention is given to them. Life will force you to take twists and turns that are impossible to plan for. So having a perfect start-to-finish blueprint is kind of pointless. All you need in place to start is a general direction to go in. You'll figure the rest out on the way there. Supportive parents. Having a support system is beneficial, but the lack of one, including supportive parents, should not be a barrier to your success. Your drive, passion, and determination, those are your true allies. Numerous success stories have been carved out of adversity where a lack of support acted as a catalyst for individuals to prove themselves and build something substantial and meaningful. You see, it's not about the hands that held you, it's about the wings that you built for yourself. A lack of support isn't a stop sign. Maybe they don't know any better, maybe they had something else planned for you, but at the end of the day, it is you who has to live your life. And on a similar note, an easy childhood. Here's something you probably weren't aware of. Real successful people actively try to challenge their kids so they develop a sense of hunger in them because, well, they don't want them to end up like ignorant assholes. You see, an easy and carefree childhood is, 1, obviously not a bad thing and everyone should get one, but 2, not a prerequisite for success. As a matter of fact, many people use their childhood struggles as fuel for their adult successes. You cannot choose how, where, and with whom you grow up, but you have all the tools to decide what you want to do with yourself afterward. A new idea. Your idea doesn't always have to be groundbreaking or entirely new. It could be an improvement, an optimization, or a different take on something that's already existing. Success can come from execution, marketing, and the value you provide rather than the novelty of the idea itself. You know what most successful people have in common? Boring-ass businesses that are executed perfectly. Things like cleaning services, software solutions for other businesses, transportation, and other things like that. You see, there are a million ideas out there and they are all great, but even a stupid idea executed perfectly can make you successful. On top of that, realistically speaking, there's an incredibly low chance of coming up with an idea that literally nobody else has ever thought of. It's always about the execution. And similarly, timing. The notion of perfect timing is often just an illusion. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is today. You see, timing is when your product perfectly matches the market condition. And since nobody can predict what the market will do, trying to time it is, well, pretty pointless. Sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't. In most cases, what bad timing really means is a bad product that nobody really wants or cares about. To be organized. Being organized is a bit overrated. You don't have to adhere to stringent routines or be overly systematic. It's more about finding a rhythm and routine that aligns with your energy. We gave it a try a while ago to see if there's anything to it, and truth be told, well, there's not much. If you want access to the 5 a.m. club, you better subscribe to the 9 p.m. bedtime club. You also don't need to try and make your bed and have all your pencils sharpened in order to have a productive day. At the end of it, a productive day is a day where you did most of the things you said you would do, and that's all there is to it. Being overly organized is, well, often more of a distraction than anything else. All the tools to start. Start with what you have and build along the way. Waiting to have all the perfect tools or resources is another form of procrastination. Initial stages are all about making the most of available resources, being resourceful with them, and learning to optimize as you go along. You'll have all the means to buy what you need afterward, and that's an achievement in and of itself. On top of that, at the current moment, there isn't a tool out there that doesn't have a free trial or a free alternative. Shortcuts, quick fixes, and magic formulas. Success is a journey of continuous effort, learning, and persistence. There are no shortcuts or magic formulas that are going to catapult you to success overnight, okay? There's no perfect plan that doesn't require any input or thinking on your part. Even if you're trying to emulate someone who did the exact same thing you're trying to do, it's still not going to work out the same for you. We like the saying, searching for last week's lottery numbers. You cannot bypass real, genuine effort. Other people. Look, everything can be done on your own up to a point, but that point is far enough along to know if it's worth scaling to more people or not. The reality is, you can't really build something great without a team, but what you can do is try different things on your own to see what works and what doesn't. And when it gets to a point where you need a team around you, well, at least you've got something to show them. And of course, for those of you sticking with us until the end, we've saved a bonus, and that bonus is motivation. And all right, let us explain because we feel some eyebrows being raised right now. Motivation sits at the core of human behavior. It's unlikely you'll do something if you don't want to, unless someone forces you to do it, or there are dire consequences if you don't. Now, being unmotivated from time to time is totally normal, okay? We all feel it. The best thing that we found to work is momentum. If motivation is the why, momentum is the how. You just do it. You force yourself to do the bare minimum for a recurring period of time, like reading 5 pages a day for a month. That momentum from the month will be strong enough to motivate you to finish that book. We hope you learned something valuable here today, Aluxer. We'll see you back in the next video. Take care.